When I was young, I used to get lot of motion sickness. Traveling in a car, especially on the roads that had too many twists and turns, was nearly impossible for me. I used to get nausea, vomiting, feel dizzy, and used to be very tired upon reaching the destination. This problem always made me unable to enjoy a beautiful journey. I know many of you are facing the similar problem. Are you one of those people who love the idea of going on a trip but afraid to sit in a car or board a plane? Are you prone to seasickness as well? Well, I'm sure you are not alone, and there are a lot of individuals who feels uneasy and nauseous or vomit throughout the journey due to motion of the vehicles. Many feel lightheaded, dizzy, unable to open eyes, and clammy not only during a journey but even in amusement parks, and they are not able to enjoy the rides. Motion sickness is caused by certain type of movement where your brain receives conflicting or mismatched information from different parts of your body responsible for maintaining balance. So today I am going to share with you some habituation exercise that will help you to fine tune these signals and adapt your brain to become less provocative and more predictable to different type of movements. But before I give you the exercises, let me brief you about theory of why people get motion sickness, because it will help you to understand the purpose of these exercises. Human has a very highly developed vestibular system. It is a system situated in our inner ear. The main purpose of this system is maintenance of gaze during head and body movement. This mechanism is dependent upon signals from visual, vestibular, and sensory information from joints and muscles. These informations are modulated in our brain and spinal cord. Now, motion sickness is thought to arise from conflicting information from all these sensory systems whose function is to determine the individual's movement relative to their environment. That means during motion sickness, the brain receives mismatched information about body's movement from the visual, vestibular, and from joints and muscles. For example, if you are traveling in a car and watching your mobile phone, your eyes will send signals to your brain about a stationary objects in your hand, while your body will give information about movement. Similar thing happens when a person is standing on a deck of a sailboat and is looking down at the motion of the waves. Motion sickness can be treated with habituation. That means repeated exposure to motion and make the brain adapt to these changes. These exercises should be done every day because the more you expose yourself to these movements, better the response of the treatment will be. The first exercise is repetitive head movement in horizontal and vertical axis. Simply move the head slowly and repetitively in up and down and side to side motion. If you get dizzy while doing this, pause a little bit in the center. You can increase the speed of movement as you slowly get accustomed to the sensation. The next exercise is lateral tilt. Here bend your head to the side and bring it to the center. A little body movement is allowed. Next exercise is track your finger. Stretch out your arm and point finger out to trace a pattern. Follow this pattern with your eyes first with no head movement. Next, follow it with eyes open and moving the head in the direction of finger. Progress this exercise by moving your head in direction of your finger with your eyes closed. Repeat this 3 to 4 times. The next technique is to use optokinetic stimulation. Optokinetic stimulation involves observation of moving visual targets to encourage visual scanning and reduce the effect of disorientation. At home, it can be done by projecting the video of moving bars on the wall or using a large television screen. Now, all these exercises are likely to recreate the symptoms of motion sickness, like nausea, vomiting, and dizziness. So, it is advisable to do this exercise under supervision of your therapist. It is really important that you start all this exercise at a small enough dose to not make you sick. Start for 15 seconds or 3 to 4 repetitions at first and gradually increase the time of exposure. Lie down with eye closed if symptoms aggravate. These are habituation exercises and it has to be done with extreme caution. With your repeated training, your sensory system will get used to these movements and symptoms will reduce to great extent. Motion sickness is easier to prevent than to cure. Here are some do's and don'ts for your travels that will help to reduce motion sickness and make your journey more enjoyable. Avoid heavy meals, caffeine, alcohol, food high in histamine content like cheese or tuna before traveling. Also, do not take large volume of liquid. Keep stomach as empty as possible. Rest well before you travel. Take frequent stop breaks if you are going by car. And stay hydrated by drinking small amount of water at frequent intervals. Reduce head and body movement as much as you can. Use head movement restrainers and position yourself where there is less opportunity for head and body movement. Avoid reading or watching screen. Sit in the front seat and look at the horizon or fix your gaze somewhere in the direction of vehicle's movement. Actively driving helps to prevent motion sickness. So if you are in a car and know how to drive, then go for it and enjoy the journey. Write your queries or suggestions on the comment box and subscribe to our channel if you have not done already. You can also reach us via our Instagram account. Stay tuned for more videos like this. See you next time. Bye-bye.